A neighbor's claim over our stairs put our flip project in jeopardy. In this situation, our clients bought a piece of property. They planned on renovating it. As they started doing construction, literally a week after they bought the property, they were approached by their next door neighbor's son. He demanded that our client stop construction, demanded that they tear down the stairs because they were claiming that the stairs that access the property were built illegally and they encroached on their next door neighbor's property. Our clients didn't know this. There was nothing in the disclosures that suggested that there was any issues with the next door neighbors. However, we learned that there was prior correspondence between the seller of the property and the next door neighbors. Not only that, the seller was made aware of this when he bought the property 3 years before that by the prior owner. So the seller was actually put on notice by the prior owner, but he failed to share with our clients. So we have two potential litigations going on. One, potential lawsuit against the seller for the diminished value of the property, which is going to be hard because our client planned on flipping the home. But number two, now they're caught in a litigation matter with the next door neighbor on whether or not they are actually encroaching. And then how do we resolve that situation? How could this have been avoided? If the seller had simply advised our client through disclosures that this stairwell was actually in dispute and had to be addressed. If that had happened, our clients could make a decision. They could buy the property knowing they'd have to negotiate this. They could decide to walk away, or they could have approached the next door neighbor first, tried to see if it's worthwhile to buy the property and work with them. Our clients didn't get that opportunity. And now they're drawn into two separate lawsuits that are going to cost them more money and jeopardize this property being able to be flipped in the time frame they anticipated. In situations like this, if you're a seller of a property, disclose everything. Don't hide anything, because you're just going to end up costing yourself money through attorney fees and litigation. And if you're the buyer, make sure you do your due diligence. Maybe go knock on the next door neighbors and introduce yourself before you buy the property. Ask them how it is in the neighborhood. Ask them, how was your relationship with the prior owner? And at that time, they most likely would have found out about the dispute with the stairwell. But at the end of the day, there are ways to avoid this before buying a piece of property. If you're the seller, disclose. If you're the buyer, do your due diligence.